Hey. What's up, y'all? It's Eli. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, how are ya? Today I'm making a video that I have been wanting to make for a hot minute. It's been about 3 years since the events of this story time took place, and I've been wanting to talk about it for a hot minute. Today's the day, y'all. Today I'm going to be talking about my roommate from hell. First year, first semester of college. Disclaimer, I'm not going to be saying her name because, like, why would I? So we're going to call her Becky.
I knew this bitch named Becky.
So to start off, I will say that my first year of college, I stayed in a dorm room with 6 other people, and this was back before I was out as trans, so I had 6 other roommates in a girls' dorm. It wasn't like one of those rooms where you all had one common area and then like separate bedrooms. It was like one room. Bitch! It was a big room, obviously, because it had to fit 7 of us, but like one room. Oof. So at like the beginning of July, my roommates and I got an email about who our roommates were gonna be, what room we were in, all that good stuff. She wasn't on the original list. By the time that the school year actually started, 6 of us were in a group chat together, minus the bitch that I'm talking about, because we still didn't know that she was gonna be our roommate until we got there. The thing is, we started getting along really well really quickly, and I think it's mostly just because we were both One Direction stans. We kind of bonded over that, and we became good friends, using that term lightly. She honestly was probably my closest friend at one point, which is really fucking weird to think about now. She actually helped me meet the person that I became like best friends with. Shout out to Joe, what's good? They play a big part in this story. So yeah, we were vibing, we were good for like a little less than a month. That's really sad. Me, Becky, and Joe were like the trio, like we were really good friends. I'm not gonna go into too much detail of like what happened that made everything start to go south, but let's just say it's between Joe and Becky. Shit happened. It's not my place to talk about. So while shit started to get weird between her and Joe, it kind of started was like still okay in the dorm and like between me and her, but then she started seeing this guy that she met, I think on Tinder, that went to a different school, and ooh, I hated this man.
Ooh, I hated this man so goddamn much.
So I had a weird feeling about this dude from the start. He was just like really weird, but I didn't have like a real reason to have a problem with him until. So one day, Becky brings this dude into our room, and we were like vibing, we were hanging out, and then this man decides to make a rape joke. In the Lord's year of 2017, this man decided to make a rape joke. Everyone in the room immediately gets uncomfortable. Everyone in the room besides Becky and him immediately get uncomfortable. Like, we just start looking at each other like,
Did this man really fucking say that?
I don't remember exactly what the joke was, and I call him out.
As I should.
Because I'm like, dude, like, that's not cool. Rape isn't a joke. Like, don't make jokes like that. We're not comfortable with it. Plus, you're in our room, and we're telling you not to make this joke, but they immediately, the dude and Becky, immediately start fucking attacking me for not being able to take a joke. Sir, you are in my room. You don't even go to this fucking school, and our RA lives right across the hall. All I have to do is knock on her fucking door. Also, I felt so bad for our RA. Literally no one else in our building was as bad as we were. We were known in our building for like having a shitty room dynamic, and I felt so bad for our RA because she always had to deal with our bullshit. Caitlin Black, if you're watching this, you're probably not. You're a queen and I love you. So I call him out for making the joke. They both attack me. I leave because I'm like, fuck this. Later that night when I came back to my room, and I think it was probably like 1 or 2 a.m. I was laying in bed. Becky wasn't back yet. I think she went out to like hang out with him somewhere, and I texted her, talking to her again about it because I was like, okay, maybe if I talk to her privately, she'll like realize the weight of the situation and be like, sorry, blah blah blah, whatever. Guess what happened? Not that. She continued to attack me and get mad at me for calling him out and embarrassing her. And she was like,
"It was just a joke, stop being so sensitive, you embarrassed me in front of him, blah blah blah."
I was like, sis. The next morning we talked to her because I had like a discussion with the majority of my roommates like that were there. We were like, we can't have him in our room anymore after he made a joke like that. So we talked to her. We were like, we don't want him in the room anymore. She was like, okay. Surprisingly, she was like, okay. I think she might have fought us on it a little bit, but then he never came back in the room again. So that was only the fucking start to everything getting really bad in the room. Meanwhile, while things were starting to get a little rocky with the room, still didn't get like totally out of hand yet. All of a sudden, so you know how I said that like something happened between Becky and Joe? And she started getting weird about him. All of a sudden, she flipped a switch about probably like around October-ish and started getting really possessive of them and like policing my friendship with them and used to try to get Joe to choose between me and her.
Ma'am.
I feel like deep down she probably had feelings for them and was jealous that they would hang out with me more than they would hang out with her. At this point in time, I identified as a lesbian, so...
Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
So, like, literally, she got very possessive of Joe and also would talk to me privately, say that she hated Joe. Hello? So that entire fucking situation was baffling and confusing, and that kind of went on until we eventually stopped being friends with her because of, like, everything else that happened. So I would just like to understand her thought process behind that. This part is probably what started my thought process of, okay, she's a really shitty person. I probably should have gotten that from her laughing at a rape joke. So one of our roommates was a soccer player, and so was her boyfriend at the time, and her boyfriend would bring a recruit over to the room a lot because the athletes at our school would get recruits to like show them how it worked, like high school students to show them how college sports worked and like all that good stuff. And him and I said her name. The recruit and Becky started hitting it off really quickly, and they would flirt a lot. The number one problem with this, the recruit was 16. Hello! And it's not like she didn't know, because she straight up asked him how old he was. And like, for a second, was like weirded out by it, and told me she was weirded out by it, but then continued to like flirt with him, try to get with him. The recruit ends up spending the night in our room. So instead of sleeping on the floor, this child slept in Becky's bed with her. And the next day was family day. I had my family coming kind of early for whatever fucking reason, I don't remember. But my family was coming early, so I was like, hey, just so you guys know, my family is gonna be here fairly early. So if y'all could like wear clothes to bed, that'd be great. I woke up at like maybe 7 a.m., was on my phone, ready to get out of bed, like do my bathroom stuff and like get ready. I like hear some noises coming from her bed, right? And I'm just like, I swear to God, if this bitch is trying to get dicked down by a 16-year-old at 7 a.m. with everyone and their mother in the room, I swear to God. And then I get a text from her. I get a text from her that says, go back to sleep, I'm trying to get dick. Something of that caliber, she said. It doesn't end there, though. Oh, it doesn't end there. So the recruit was a black guy. I'm saying that because it's important to the next thing I'm gonna say. The same day, the family day, her family came. She ignored the recruit all day, literally didn't give him the time of day, because she said her dad was racist and she didn't want to make him mad. We love conservatives from Jersey. And like, obviously it wasn't just because her dad was racist. She was also racist, because you want to know what else happened? Going off of that, you want to know what else happened? So there was this dude, she was like friends with him. I was kind of friends with him at one point, but he's like not a good dude. But like still, that doesn't make it okay what she did. He started getting feelings for her, and one day he asked her out. You know what she said?
You know what she said to him? You know what she said?
She said, I don't date black guys.
Bitch.
Hey, brother. Like, so obviously it's not just because her dad was racist, it's because she was racist. So that's when I started getting really iffy about her. You tried to fuck a 16-year-old, disregarded the fact that everyone and their mother was in the room when you tried to fuck this 16-year-old, and you're racist. So yeah, by this point I was like being like friendly with her and civil with her because first of all, she was my roommate, but also because since she was one DAF like myself, and she was pretty fucking privileged in the way that like she would ask her parents to buy her concert tickets and they would be like, yeah. So I was gonna use her to go see Niall in concert. But then she found out. I would like to know how she found out. That was probably bad and immature on my part, but like at the same time, who gives a shit, because she was a bad person. So after that whole situation, probably by the end of October, she stopped being friends with Joe completely, began to tell lies about them in order to turn a bunch of random people against them. Literally people that we didn't even talk to would like come up to Joe and like have shit to say to them or just like act a certain way towards them. She even went to the extent to get Joe kicked out of our building. So they were like forbidden from stepping foot in our building. So around the time she got Joe kicked out of our building, she just started acting like an all-around bad roommate. Literally when everyone was asleep, she'd be banging shit, slamming doors. She'd disregard our group chat messages about like room maintenance and like shit like that. So that was fun. All that good stuff, you know? All that stuff you want in a roommate. Around, I think, the end of November, around Thanksgiving. Ooh, I wish I was here for this. Becky and two of my other roommates got into a huge screaming match. It was apparently really fucking bad, and I forget what it was about, and
oh my god, I wish I was there.
because I would have loved to scream at that bitch. It was so bad it got to the point where Becky had to spend the night in someone else's room that lived across the hall, and then she didn't come into our room like at all for the next like day or two, and that was fine with us because we had a balcony that was by her bed that she would never let us on. We technically weren't allowed on it anyways. Everyone that lived in that building went on the balconies even though we weren't supposed to. She would never let us on it. But what did we do the next day? We fucking went on that balcony. Climbed over her bed, fucked up her bed, like we don't give a shit. Okay, I lied. It didn't happen in one semester. It mostly happened in one semester, but then it kind of leaked into the second semester. The rest of the semester with her as a roommate was literal hell. Like, we would fight all the time. We would try to talk to her nicely about being loud in the mornings, all that shit. She still would do it. We had multiple mediations with our RA. Caitlin, I'm so sorry. But she would always play the victim. That's another thing. She always played the fucking victim and would act like we were ganging up on her, when really she was just a shitty person, and we were trying to be nice about it, but then once niceness didn't get anywhere with her, we started being mean. But that was because literally she wasn't doing anything to improve herself. But we had multiple occasions where we tried to be civil with her and make a peace offering because we're nice people, and we tried to do a secret Santa with her, with all 7 of us. We like picked names before we all went home for Christmas break, holiday break, whatever. The day we came back, we were gonna like leave presents on each other's desks. We were gonna have a good old time. Little secret Santa, have a good old time, right? Well, the person that she picked noticed that she didn't get a gift. 2 days had gone by and she hadn't gotten a gift. So the girl that didn't get a gift goes in the group chat and was like, hey, who had me for Secret Santa? Because I didn't get anything. Damn well knowing, because we put the pieces together, damn well knowing that Becky was her Secret Santa. But she just wanted to instead of fully calling her straight out, she wanted to make sure that it was her. And then Miss Ma'am pops up and is like,
I didn't get a gift either.
I wasn't her Secret Santa, but I was close with the girl that was her Secret Santa, and I know damn well she got her a gift, because it was sitting right there playing on her desk. I don't think she had even touched it. Like I said, this was 2 days later. I don't think she had even touched her gift. But it was plain sight right there on her fucking desk. So the girl who was her Secret Santa and got her gift, which was clearly sitting on her desk, texted back in the group chat and was like, I was your Secret Santa and I know I got you a gift. And then the girl who didn't get a gift fully like went off, as she should. She fully went off on her and was like, we tried to be nice to you, we tried to still include you, like, because we had a separate conversation where we were like, should we even include her in the Secret Santa, because she has not been nice to any of us. But ultimately we decided, like, yeah, we have to live with her for a whole other semester. Let's at least try to be civil. Didn't work. There was a whole fight in the group chat. I was kind of just there. I didn't really take part in the fight. We were like, you know what, whatever. Looks like we're gonna have to deal with her bitch ass for the entire semester. But then, miraculously, let me look, you know what? Let me take a dive into my Snapchat memories. February 12th, 2018 was the day the Lord looked down on our fucking room because that bitch moved out without saying a word to us. God bless. That was literally the best day of my little 18-year-old self's life.
I was so glad I didn't have to deal with that bitch anymore.
But then I ended up having a class with her that semester, so it was still kind of annoying. And then, God bless, she transferred the next year, so I didn't have to deal with her at all anymore. I was gonna say I'm sure she's a better person now, but probably fucking not. So yeah. So that was my roommate from hell story from my freshman year of college. Hope you liked me talking about my suffering. Shout out to my other roommates from freshman year though. If y'all are watching this, stan y'all. Queens, period. If you liked this video, laughed at me and my suffering, give it a thumbs up. You can share it a little bit if you want. Show your friends about the dangers of random roommates. If you have a bad roommate experience story, leave a comment below. Love to read it, and I'm sorry in advance that you had to deal with that. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. You can follow all my social media bullshit. They will be in the description below and on the end screen. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I say this in every video, but low-key want to be TikTok famous. I think it's because the washed up little 13-year-old in me that wanted to be Vine famous. So now I'm like, make me TikTok famous. Anyway, so again, hope you liked the video, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Hey, skinny, skinny, don't you think about the future?